What's up, guys? Welcome to this YouTube video. This is a client testimonial mini podcast, pretty much picking Daniel's brain from breaking the high ticket sales a little about a year and 2 months ago to hitting his record month in July of $24,000. He pretty much is really honest with the whole experience of working with me and his experience in high ticket sales of from literally graduating high school at 18 years old. But he went through the routes of being a high ticket setter, high ticket closer, and then sales managing. He's been through the ropes. He's literally fell on his face multiple times. And honestly, Daniel, good shit, man. Proud of you, bro. And I know a lot of people will find this super inspirational and obviously gives people motivation to actually change their life. And I hope you guys enjoy this YouTube video because it's a banger. So I just want to give you the floor, G, and kind of explain where you were before high ticket sales, before obviously we started working together and you became a client and you started obviously going your own way, your own lane. Just kind of like, who is Daniel before high ticket sales, bro?
Yeah, for sure. So, before high ticket sales, man, I was in high school. I was working at a gym, Gold's Gym, just working front desk, making freaking $11 an hour, just slaving away, bro.
Yeah.
Kind of didn't like my life at the time, and I was just graduating high school, so I knew I had to kind of make a transition. And I didn't want to go to college, so I still registered for college. I actually signed up for Adam's program right when I graduated with all my graduation money I had.
Nice.
And then I started off as a DM setter, right?
So you had just graduated high school? I honestly don't. How old are you now, bro?
I'm 19.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So you're 19 now. So were you 18 when you started? Were you
Yeah.
less?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was 18. I just turned 18. And I was like, damn, bro, college is really not the route for me. So I need to make this work.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I went into the job opportunities. I was practicing DM setting, role playing with actually David. David
Yeah.
helped me out a lot. He's on one of my teams now. But I met someone named Jace, and we're still working together. But essentially, when I met him at the time, the offers that like he was running, they weren't all up to par. So I was on
Yeah.
this clothing brand offer. It was just straight Indians, and if you've been in the sales game, you know just DMing Indians isn't gonna make you really any money. So
Yeah.
I was doing that for about 3 months. Probably made like $50 out of that whole 3 months. But
That's crazy.
what I would do is I would wake up every single morning 4 a.m. Go to my job, open the gym 4:45 a.m. And then in that time, it was kind of like a free job. So I would essentially just sit there, watch Adam's courses, study through all of it. And then after I watched some of the courses, I would just DM set while I was at work. And then when I got off work, I would DM set even more. And then at
Yeah.
nighttime, I would run mocks for closing. I did this for
Wow.
about 3 to 4 months, and
Yeah.
then I got onto a trading offer, and that's when I made my first like real online money. I was like, oh shit, this
Yeah.
actually does work.
So you were closing or were you setting at that time?
I was DM setting, yeah.
Okay, so I want to tap on that a little bit. So you were working a full-time job. Was it full-time or was it like part-time?
Oh yeah, it was like part time, but in the summer I made it full time.
Okay, so you were working at that job. You wake up at 4 in the morning. You're obviously watching like training modules and then DM setting at the same time. Bro, you and I both know there's a whole bunch of young kids out there, young people in general, even adults that don't have the bandwidth or even the drive to do that.
Yeah.
I guess for you, bro, like what's different or what advice would you give to actually be able to have the bandwidth to do that? Do you know what I mean? Because most guys just give up, right?
Dude, to be honest, it's just like I look at it like what's at the end of the rainbow, right? What
Yeah,
is this opportunity going to lead me to? And I realize like sales is the number one thing if you want to get into entrepreneurship. Not even entrepreneurship, but
yeah,
if you want to make a lot of money online, just start off with sales because sales just opens so many doors, so many ways that you can get into. You meet a bunch of people
yeah,
that you never thought you could possibly, meet in your life or whatnot. And then, like, say you want to start your business, right? You can use those sales skills that you've learned from a mentorship and transition that to, selling your own offer, your own product, anything like that. So I think sales is, just number one way to go. And then, yeah, you just have to have like the work ethic for it. You can't be
yeah.
lazy and yeah, just
So,
put your
dude,
mind into it.
like straight out of high school, getting into remote sales. I guess what was like your initial goal getting into like the high ticket sales? Like obviously when we first started working together. your mindset then is obviously completely different now. And what you have now is it's completely different.
Yeah.
I guess your goals that you had, and you're still part of the journey, but is it matching now where you're currently at? If not more, if not less, like where was your mind at when you wanted to start?
Dude, my mind, like, I was set. I was set. Oh, I had to make my first 10K month. When I make my first 10K month, I'm gonna feel
Yeah.
like I'm on top of the world. I'm gonna be able to take care of my family, do all that things. I
And
actually
you found out
surpassed.
10K a month isn't doesn't do shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, like even saying that now, it's like, damn, 10K. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
at 10K for the month, I'm stressing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm with you, bro. I think, and you and I both know it's a big stigma out there for 10K. It's like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah,
rent is like four, and then you
exactly.
have like dinners, and then if you got a girl, it's just like tax. I
Yep,
mean, we can go all day long,
exactly.
but I'm glad. So that was your mindset starting off, 10K.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and
I
then
think
so I
that's a
cut
lot
you
of
off.
people's mindset. That number is just like, oh, I gotta hit this 10K month. I can
Yeah,
do
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
the hell I want.
yeah. No, it gets deeper than that. And then when you hit the 10, you're like, all right, now what? I gotta do it again.
Yeah.
So okay, so then you transitioned to a trading offer. You were DM setting. I cut you off, but
Mhm.
continue, bro.
Yeah. So I was DM setting for about like another 3 months on that, so about 6 months.
Yeah.
I was actually a hybrid setter, so I would DM set and dial at the
Uh-huh.
same time. I was pretty much, the top leader on the team setter. I would actually like help other reps out that, join the team as well, which kind of
Mhm.
helped me like managing and then transition into closing.
Yeah.
Um, did that for about another 3 months. Probably made eh, like 5K within those 3 months. So getting somewhere with that. And then I was like, damn, I really got to make this transition into closing, right? So what I did was I logged in every single night, just again, like how I mentioned earlier when I went to work, still working at Gold's. I would log in every single night, run mocks. I would literally read Adam's script like in my head constantly when I was at work, just repeating
Yep.
it. And then number one thing for me is that I wanted like I was scared to like try and objection handle people at first. So I would just hammer that in, hammer that in, hammer that in. I would even work with, my dad and stuff, like just objection handling in person and whatnot. Just
Oh
running
yeah.
a bunch of mocks with people in the community. Then I eventually, got into closing. We landed another like trading offer, the growth offer I was working with, and
Yeah.
then started closing. Man, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I wasn't doing that great. Um, but then it clicked over time.
Yeah.
I'd say like the first month I was closing at like 20%. And then
Nice.
after that, once I knew what I had to do, I even asked Adam for some help as well. He was able to help me out. Um,
Nearly
I,
doubled
yeah,
after it clicks. Yeah.
yeah, I was probably at that 40-50% closing rate. And then it was just much easier because when I first hopped on those closing calls, man, was my voice shaky. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to pitch 7.5K to this grown ass
Yeah.
man and I'm an 18-year-old. And that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking in my mind. And then I had to rewire my brain thinking, oh, I'm actually helping them change their lives because this is where they want to be. So
Yeah.
when you can shift your mindset over to that way of thinking, bro, you can really sell anyone. Obviously,
Yeah.
you still need the training and the skills, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So like I want to dive on that, dude. Where it seemed like the first 2 months, pushing three,
Hmm.
you didn't really get the results you wanted immediately. You kind of got slapped in the face,
Hmm.
and then 3 to 4, 5 around there, you landed an offer, and you were on that offer, the one that you were hybrid for 3 months. You said.
Yeah. Yep.
So most people in the info space, and you know this because you're managing, and I deal with this all the time as well, where they'll stay on an offer, they're not happy with it, and then they think that there's something better, and then they kind of bounce from different offers. You were
Hmm.
very loyal to your team, which is very rare, and that's great. I guess what's your mindset behind that? Why did you do that? Why didn't you just bounce around? Like, what was going on there?
Yeah, because I just feel like ever like the way I was raised is like loyalty is everything. My
Mhm.
family always kept everything close, so I always kind of had that mindset. And then the person that I was working with, I knew they were a hard worker. I knew we would get bigger clients. It would just be like a matter of time till this actually took off.
Yeah,
And the thing with like online, money, whatnot, is just gonna take time. It's not. I know it's not a get rich quick scheme. And
yeah,
at the time, I knew if I wanted to be a closer, I have to start somewhere, right? I'm not going to be able to start closing on like some of the top dog offers. So
Yeah.
that was my starting point, and then just like helping other people come in, and then I'm just so satisfied with like the process, like even starting from ground zero. I love to see like stuff scale, build from ground zero all the way up. Hence why I'm trying to do an AI startup as well. I just
Yeah.
love like new projects like that. But at the end of the day, man, loyalty's everything. You're gonna surpass like the guy that has a huge ass ego and
Yeah.
thinks they're the shit. So loyalty
Yeah.
will definitely get you to a lot of places. Obviously, you have to be surrounded by the right people as well.
Yeah, that's valid because I think that's something that people are just getting rinsed. That doesn't work out for them on one offer, and then they completely give up, and then high
Mhm.
ticket sales didn't work out for them. And
Yeah,
then for you, came from like barely any sales experience, yeah? Like you didn't
yeah.
have any sales experience from high school,
Nope,
which is crazy.
nope.
Which kind of explains why you didn't really make the most. And that was like what over a year ago now. Now the
Yeah,
training is insane. So okay, so that was the 6 month, and then continue, bro. I know I'm just
yeah.
diving deep. What's up, dudes? Quick short stop. I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast with Daniel. I want to invite you to join my free high ticket sales community in the description. Dude, connect with guys like Daniel, run mock calls, get involved, and actually see what this can do for you. So, without further ado, enjoy the rest of the pod. I'll see you. Good.
Yeah, so I say after that 6 month, we actually landed, our biggest client at the time, and then the growth operator at the time. He knew this was a bigger offer, and he couldn't because he was managing sales too and doing all the marketing. So that's just like, it's not that leverageable to do everything.
Yeah.
So we were actually in Tulum with the team that we were on the past trading offer on that I was just talking about. We were in Tulum. We actually weren't closing any deals at all. It's kind of depressing. And then we landed this client off a referral scheme from one of our past clients. Really huge trader in the industry, and we both knew this was going to be like, oh shit, this is our chance to actually prove ourselves in the space.
Yeah.
So I actually moved up to sales manager at that point. Um, and then I was nervous as shit. I didn't know what I was doing. I would book in calls with Adam, ask him for help, advice,
Yeah.
because I was like, damn, I'm actually going to be managing a team right now. Like, what if they don't like me? I was thinking all this stuff in my head.
Yeah.
Um, I had like the worst anxiety at the time, but then I eventually got over that, and then started interviewing people, and I was like, oh shit, this is weird. I'm actually interviewing people for this role.
Yeah.
This is kind of different.
Some
And
of them are
then
older than you and shit
yeah,
like that.
yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone was older than me. I was the youngest on the team. Um, and then like we didn't have the best systems at the time, I'll be honest, but we still made it work just because at the time we never managed like a team this big. So every single day we would hop on training calls with them, which if you're managing, that's not good to hop on training calls every single day with your team.
Yeah.
We'd do that, run mocks for hours upon hours. And then we launched this offer. We did about 300K cash collected in like 2 months. We could have done way bigger numbers if we had the proper systems and hiring the right people. Because I'll
Yeah.
be honest, there were some like people that we hired that were sketchy and that kind of like ruined some things as well. Because when you're
Yeah.
managing someone, when you're managing a team, if you have that one like infection in the team, it just spreads.
Yeah.
That's what I call
I,
it.
I say all the time, bro. That's so you went from graduating high school, setting, and then closing, and then sales managing,
Hmm.
and then I guess like this, like I guess like what's your record month sales managing right now, if you're okay with sharing?
Yeah, I actually just did it in July. I hit I hit about 24K.
Nice. That's
So,
beautiful. That's sick, bro. Proud of you, man. So,
for
and that
sure.
was July 24, but before it was like, bro, like I said, you went a couple months without making any dough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's amazing. Like I guess for like what's the if you had to like funnel everything down, because I mean we can talk all day on like hiring people and then infections in the sales team, and I guess since you're already managing
Hmm.
in a rep, what are you looking for? Like, what are some traits that you think, okay, this guy's going to be a killer. This guy's going to kill in the high ticket sales space. What are some things that are just like, dude, like just go kick rocks. I'm sorry. Like 5 minute
Yeah.
interview. I'll see you later. I'll let you know. And then
Yeah.
2 days. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, what are traits you're looking for in people and leads and reps, people interested in high ticket sales? They're like, okay, they're going to kill it. This guy's going to shit the fan. I guess what does that look like, dude?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, number one's definitely mindset, but I'm not gonna lie, when I look for reps, like especially setters, I look for setters that might not have that much experience because I know they're gonna have that more hunger in them. And that's where I was at the time when I first started. I was
Yeah.
willing to do anything. Obviously, those reps have to have the mindset there.
Yeah.
And typically what I like to ask people on these interviews are like, yeah, I mean, like outside of sales, like what do you do in your day-to-day life? If they don't go to the gym, if, they don't have like any like spiritual work going on either, like if they're not working on themselves,
Yeah.
I'll immediately disqualify them because with sales, you need to have, all those things in place. And that's where a
Yeah.
lot of people go wrong with sales. They think just like grinding all day, not doing anything is going to get them where they want to be, which it can for a time period. But if you want to reach that next step with sales, you have to have these other things in place. Like you have to go to the gym because these are little wins that add up in the day that are
Yeah.
ultimately going to, create a hungry person. And then someone that's just super competitive. So like if they played sports, I know they have that competitive background in their resume. And then yeah, because like with setters, like you can train them up super easily. And then closers, I'd say they definitely have to have experience because I'm
Yeah.
sure like training a closer from ground up is definitely not the easiest thing in the world.
It takes time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'd say with closers, they have to have experience and they have to let their ego down, right? You can't have people with egos because
Yeah.
that's where the infections come in place.
Exactly. And so that's why one thing I wanted to mention as well is like there's probably, I'll be honest, for at least for myself, bro, there's probably way better reps out there in the world that know how to sell better than me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like probably car salesmen or something like that.
exactly.
Or any type of sales. So it's like they're really good at sales, but they're in the wrong vehicle. Like
Hmm.
that same thing for you. It's like you're hiring people older than you, might have more experience than you,
Hmm.
but if they have a fat ego, forget it, bro. Like
Yeah,
I'm the one hiring you, homie. I'm sorry. Like,
exactly.
do you want the team or not? But I think if like one, you just have the respect, the mindset, and of course
Hmm.
like no ego. And I 100% agree in terms of like the hunger aspect of it. Like I'd rather take and help someone with like no experience that's sleeping on the floor than someone that has 4 years of experience that has the fattest ego.
Exactly.
So that's uh that's huge, bro, for sure.
Exactly. And then
And
what
so
I tell my reps too is like, yeah, man, I hope you guys are better than me at closing, right? I'm
yeah,
the coach here, right? Do you think Michael Jordan was better than Phil Jackson? Of course he
yeah,
was, right? But why do you think he still needed the coach to point out
accountability.
those little things that, was messing up and lead the
Yeah,
team? Because a lot of closers, they don't have that leadership mindset. They can never manage an offer, but they can be
yeah,
really good at sales.
yep,
So,
yep. That's something I had to learn. I'm sure you had to go through it too. It's like setting and closing is another skill itself. Selling
mhm,
for sure. And then I think I know sales managing and obviously like the whole agency side of things, it's a leadership skill that you have to learn. The
yeah.
amount of patience that you have to see, the amount of bullshit that you have to read through someone's face and mask. Like I've I've seen a lot of like BS on sales calls for my reps all the time.
Yeah,
Where I'm just like, bro, like what are you doing, bro? You know how it
exactly.
goes. So it's like it's a whole another skill you have to learn. And I'm still learning, and I'm sure you're still learning it.
Mhm.
And yeah, like you hit like an amazing record month. But I guess my other question for you, bro, is like, how do you find the consistency of actually doing well? Because like we're talking about 10K a month was a goal forever for you, and it was for me for a while. But then it's like, man, I need that minimum, otherwise I'm not
Yeah.
making my stuff work. So I guess like, where do you find the consistency? How do you stay hungry? And then now you're looking to like the startup and AI. Tell us about that, dude. It's big.
Yeah. So I don't know if everyone will agree with me on this, but what I do is I actually put all my money into like an investment account. So when I open up my bank account, like my actual bank account,
Yeah.
it's only like a couple $100s in there. And I check that every morning just to keep me hungry. And I'm like, damn, I'm at $200 in my bank account. I have to go back to the drawing boards. I have to eat. That right there fires me up more than anything,
Yeah.
I'd say. That's a little thing, a little hack for you guys if you want to try
That's
that.
big.
Not everyone has the balls for that, but that helps me a lot. And
Yeah.
then like let's say some offers are going slow because offers slow down and whatnot. What we'll do is we'll have like someone as a cleaner role where they go back all the way in the CRM. So all the leads that ever went in, they'll go on their statuses, they'll hit them up again, try and reactivate those leads to honestly like find the money
Yeah.
with that. And then we'll get them onto a call, and that brings in an extra 20 to 30 grand a month. And when you're managing, I mean, you could add those numbers up if you're, especially if you're managing multiple offers.
Yeah.
And then like definitely have a referral game in place as well. So people that you closed in the past, you call them back up, incentivize them to actually get some of their friends on, like who would benefit from this. That's also a really underrated way to find the money as well. So when we're kind of at like a lower stage in the month, we get in the trenches,
Yeah.
we do all the trench work, definitely, because if all the team sees that they're staying stagnant, no one likes to stay stagnant, right? So everyone's gonna put in that extra work to actually, find the money. So that's
Yeah.
what I'd say. And then that one little trick for me personally works
I
a
like
lot.
that.
Yeah,
That's cool. I don't. I mean, for me, I like looking at the money. You know what I mean? I think I'm the opposite. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I need to make this shit grow.
yeah,
But I think for most people, I think that's a really good just trick for sure. That's
yeah,
big, bro. Because I think high ticket sales, remote sales is great. Like you get hot inbound leads all the time, but there's going to be seasons where you need that drought to really dive deep and kind of scrape all the leads,
yep,
and then bring in some sales and be resourceful. That's
exactly,
big, bro.
exactly.
Dude, I mean, I pretty much want to hand it off pretty soon here. I guess for you, bro, if you had to give like three main pieces of advice for anyone starting off, or maybe someone currently on their journey that is setting and closing, or maybe someone that was in your shoes when you first started, what advice would you give to them? Kind of just leave it to you, bro. No wrong answer.
Number one, definitely invest in your skill. Never stop investing into yourself, even if you think you're, the best closer or setter, because there's always going to be that next level that you need to work upon. Number two is look for a solid, like, I don't know, I guess like partner to say, because a one man army is not going to get you as far as like
Yeah,
a 2 man, 3 man army. Look
for
for
sure.
that in someone. It's hard to find. I'm not gonna lie. You got to have loyalty, and you have to have someone that's not gonna like back end you and mess up a business or something. And stick with them. Stick with them through the trenches, do all the hard work. Because honestly, if you guys are both putting in your 100% all every single day, not skipping a day, you're gonna get somewhere.
Yeah,
Even if you're doing it by yourself as well. So I think if you put your 100% all into something, there's no way you can fail. And I'm sure you guys don't want to hear that, or anyone wants to hear that, because a lot of people say that, but it's actually true. Once I was at $0 for 3 months, I was like, damn, bro. You know how many times I wanted to quit, but I was like,
yeah,
nah, I can't quit. I can't quit. So
yeah.
don't quit, and then yeah, invest into your skills. And then I guess number three is um, literally just practice every single day. Run mocks with whoever you can. You can even, run mocks against ChatGPT if you're just starting as like a DM setter or a dialer.
Yeah,
So,
crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. Like just utilize AI, the free resources that you have with AI, because then that could give you free feedback that you might need and tell you what you need to improve without actually, going to someone and they might give you the wrong advice.
Straight up, dude. Literally, down all the scripts you have, you just put it into ChatGPT and then just throw it into
Yeah,
train it, and then it'll train you. That's what you got.
exactly,
Insane.
exactly.
Is that what you're trying to cook up on AI or what?
With AI, no, I'm trying to do like essentially just like a AI SDR, like the first startup, and
Yeah,
then build out like sales systems, sales CRMs, all automated.
that's where real money's made, bro. That's what I'm
Exactly.
telling all. Like I say that all the time. He's like, you can make money with high ticket sales, but I think it's just like your first stream. Then you take your commissions and go to something different.
Yeah, bro,
Cause
I literally had like an AI dialer call me yesterday, and I
yeah,
was like, "Yo, is this real or not?" Like, I thought
yeah,
it was real the first 30 seconds, and I was like, "Are you a bot?" And then he was like, "Yeah, you caught me," and I was like, "Damn, bro, this is actually getting super advanced. Like, that would train
yeah.
someone that's not in the sales game."
It's insane. So me and my boy David, we're actually working on something like that, and we can make it to be any language, any voice, any accent. You
That's
could be
crazy.
like Selena Gomez, you could be Justin Bieber. And what's crazy is they can go through my YouTube content, mimic my voice, and have
Mhm.
them call. It's the great. We can go all day, bro.
Yeah, bro. AI is just like it's
It's
insane.
kind of
Just
dangerous, bro.
it
I'm not
is.
gonna lie,
It
bro.
is, bro. I was like, holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, though, I think sales is like, no, you're not gonna get replaced as like a
Yeah,
closer. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you need that all day long. But I actually there was a lead I was talking to. And I don't mean to go this far, but there was a lead I was talking to that worked at Microsoft that got laid off at her job
Mhm.
because of AI. There was like 7,000 people at that account that got laid off. It's insane
Mhm.
because of AI.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah, and AI is never going to take over a closer because AI bot is not going to be able to. I mean, it might be able to close like a 7K deal, but at the end of the day, human emotions. Um,
can't replicate it,
yeah,
bro. You can't
exactly.
say no to a bot, but you can say no to. I mean, you can say no to a bot, but you can't say no to a human being. That's like
Exactly.
a. But dude, Daniel, I appreciate your time, bro. Dude, you absolutely killed it. Great, great stuff. Proud of you, man. Because uh, I'll be honest, bro. Myself, like, obviously, when I first took you on, I believed in you, but the position that you were in was like it was tough. Where I
Yeah.
was like, okay, not because we deal with leads all the time, bro, and
Mhm.
we look at the leads and we're like, all right, like,
Mhm.
don't even. I'm sorry, like, say no to him already off the bat, off the closing call. Like, right
Yeah.
now is not a good time to help you out. But obviously for you, it's like, hey, you stuck through it, bro. Most guys won't even have the confidence in themselves or the mindset to do that in anything that they do. So good shit, bro. That's real.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. And thank you, Adam, for the help, bro.
Yeah,
Really
man.
appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, dude. But yeah, bro, we'll end it off here, dude. Let me stop this.